Hello everybody, Iain Robson here. Welcome back to Oklahoma. So today we are planting a little bit of sorghum. We got the John Deere 1770. I had to double check which one that was. There's two of them there. So we got the 1770 right here, and we're currently joined by Louie and Isomer, a couple of new patrons. Thank you very much for supporting me through Patreon, as well as everybody else who supports me on Patreon. I really appreciate the support you guys give me. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. Anyways, so we're planting some sorghum today, and this field looks like it's ready to go. This one's a bit all over the place. I double checked the reference sheet to see what the numbers would be like. So if if PK goes up to like 7, it's actually you only get 30% yield. So it's actually a bit better to go. What is it? I'm gonna check the reference sheet once again. For PK, if PK goes to 4, it's 100%. If it goes to 7, it's 30%. And if we spray just PK down right now, it'll go just a wee bit too high. So we're just going to leave it for the time being. Alright, there we go. Let's continue on with the planting. And it helps if I turn the planter on as well. I'm using the GPS mod obviously, and you could easily use the ridge markers as well, but I'm just using the GPS mod for the time being. So anyhow, so right now we got Louie. Louie is currently moving some grass around for the animals, and what he's doing is just making sure the cows are good to go. Actually, I just bought a few more cows. So I just bought 250 cows. I increased it from I think we had 75 to 250. Mainly the main reason why is for the liquid manure, because a couple of guys mentioned about liquid manure and how we needed some, or we could start using it. So thought we'd go ahead and get that started. By getting a couple more cows. Hopefully that will allow us to produce enough liquid manure for at least 1 or 2 fields, because it is pretty good for N, which is nice, which doesn't decrease your pH, whereas if you spread just N, I believe it does decrease your pH, if memory serves at least. So anyhow, as you can see, it's 06:14, so right in the morning planting. I don't know if you'd plant normally at this time, but that's the time I'm planting at right now. I got the John Deere 7930 with dualies on there. I know Donald loves his dualies, so we got the dualies on there at the moment, and we're just finishing up this field. We're maybe about halfway done, roughly, or so. So we're going to try and get this field done this episode. We'll see how it goes. Also, we just bought field 21, and that's mainly just so we could hire a worker for harvesting potatoes. Honestly, that's the reason why we did that. We did buy 24 as well. I can't remember if that was last episode or not. So we did that, and we got a potato harvester currently running and harvesting potatoes, obviously. So this is good. Make the turn here. There we go. I have it set up so it automatically turns, and I'm just kind of testing to see how well it works. For the most part, it does a pretty good job. Leaves a little bit, as you can see in the top right hand corner there, but not terrible. Not a terribly large amount at least, though, which is nice. Sometimes when you use a hard worker, or if you use courseplay, for example, you get some really ridiculously, but this one's not too bad. So the funny thing that Donald pointed out to me the other day, we're talking to Donald on TeamSpeak. We haven't talked to him a little bit just because we haven't connected on TeamSpeak. Anyways, so we were talking, and he pointed out that this seeder doesn't seed all of the seed types, because it's considered a planter, not an air drill. So because it's considered a planter, not an air drill, it doesn't plant stuff like wheat or rye, which is kind of weird. I didn't even dawn on me. And then he pointed it out to me a while ago, and I was like, really? I'm like, ah. And then he told me to look for another seeder because of that, and I did. And then I'm like, well, why do we need another seeder? I don't understand. And then I don't know what was going on there, but randomly I was like, and then it hit me last night, or I guess a couple nights ago when I was talking to Donald, and I was like, oh, that's what you meant. He's like, yeah. Oh wow, made me laugh actually. So the reason why we're planting sorghum is because we got a little bit of a lack of sorghum, not a crazy amount. We're down to about 159,000 liters, I think it is. Something like that. So I thought we'd plant one field of sorghum and see how that goes. Hopefully it'll go well. But We'll see. What is that supposed to do? All this stuff over here looks like it's for baling. Wonder if it actually works. There's a crone, Bergman. Wonder if it actually works. The way it's supposed to. So anyways, let's just take that automatic turning off. We'll just do it at the end of to the end of the field here, so we get a good clean. There we go. Make the turn here. Make sure to lift that up before you make the turn, or else you'll be planting something new. Done that before. I'm pretty sure we've all done that before. Alright. Get lined up here. Lower that down. There we go. Nice. I do like this planter. It looks really slick. I just think it's funny how it doesn't plant wheat, but it's because it's a planter style, is what Donald was just telling me. It's not like an air seeder or like a drill. So I'll have to keep that in mind for next time. For some reason in my mind it was a drill. It's not. I thought we did. I think originally we did have with a soil mod, the Vaderstadt soil mod one, and it was all right. And we just never got around to using it. So as you can see, we do have $1.7 million. We bought a few different pieces of equipment. We bought the John Deere 8600i forage harvester to do some foraging. We haven't. I know Louis did a little bit of that the other day, but I haven't done much of that yet. So hopefully we'll get some of that going on soon. Maybe we could theoretically chaff this sorghum. Maybe that's what we should do with it, seeing as I bought a few more cows. Could be an idea. Could be a decent idea, so we'll see how that goes. Looks like that those potatoes... Oh, this guy is still in here. Okay, let's go ahead and unload this. Let's go ahead and unload the potato harvester here. With our case. Looks like everything needs a bit of a wash here. There we go. That'll just sit there until it's ready to do its thing. Turn that back on. There we go. And then once that's ready to go, it will continue on its way. That's the nice thing about having a hard worker sometimes. I suppose Isomer or Louis could do that too, but I think they are in the midst of something at the moment. That's the reason why I just hired a worker. Harvesting potatoes is always kind of like... That's how I feel about it sometimes. I like the potato washer, mind you. That's pretty slick. Which we don't actually have on this particular map, which is a bit of a shame, because I like the potato washer. Although we did discover with the Tungstorf map that it doesn't always play nice, so I have to keep that in mind. I don't know why. I feel like playing in cab today. I was playing American Truck Simulator earlier on today, and I'm like, in cab. So I think that's what's going on here. It's like in my brain. It's in my brain right now. So, oh well. Let's get to the end of the row here. There we go. Lift it up. Make the turn. I think in reality you'd probably stop, let's say, back here, and then make the turn. Just so you wouldn't have to drive all the way around your and smash your planter into trees and stuff. Luckily for us, though, those trees aren't collidable. Does make our life a little bit easier. Oh, I missed a little tiny bit there. Oh well. I guess we could actually chaff this. I think that's what we'll do. We'll chaff this up for the animals there, because I think they may need some more TMR. I don't know what the TMR situation is like, but as far as I know, it is pretty good so far. At least according to what Lou was saying. So he was saying the TMR situation is pretty good, which is excellent. I do love this combination. It's such a slick combination. Looks really good together. I don't think you would need a more powerful tractor than this. What does it say in the information? I wonder, actually. Cedars. There we are. I'm blind today. This is the one we're using. It doesn't say a horsepower requirements. These are the two cedars we have, and they're both planters. It probably needs about 200-ish, maybe? Maybe? If you know what kind of horsepower this thing actually needs, let me know in the comments below. I'm kind of curious now. I think it would be about 200-ish, somewhere in that area. People always tell me it's about traction, not about horsepower all the time. So, or what weight, I think, is what they're kind of talking about sometimes. So when you're pulling like one of the big grain carts, sometimes it's not necessarily about how powerful a tractor is, it's about how much it weighs in comparison to the grain cart. So that's why you see some articulated tractors sometimes doing that kind of stuff. So looks like we're gonna need to refill the seeds on this thing. Jeez. Speaking of trucks, there's a huge truck in the background. I want to say it's a dump truck, just given the fact that construction season is among us right now. So, anyhow, very nice. I could just watch this all day, I think. Now, X5 is the optimum PK at the moment, but it will decrease. I think it will decrease by, I want to say it's 1 maybe? So it'll be down to 4 roughly. No, 4 is the optimum PK. There we go, so it's probably fine then. Alright, let's take a quick peek, make sure we get to the end of the row this time. There we go, perfect. Raise that up, make the turn. Nice. In reality, it'd all be seeded at the same time. Like, you wouldn't necessarily have some fields that hadn't been seeded and some fields that had been seeded. Well, at least in Canada, because it's very rare that you just have stuff that you plant at different times where it's grown that much. I guess technically you could plant corn in around April, maybe, and then it might be up by. Yeah, because maybe it would be. That's possible. I guess that's true. It's possible if you were planting corn and you had it in by, like, mid-April, like late April maybe. By the time you went to plant soybeans in Ontario, at least, you probably would have some corn up, but not much. I suspect, at least. Although I'm not an expert on corn. My in-laws do not grow corn at all. Although, actually, it's not true. My in-laws do grow corn. This year, they actually, I don't know, I asked them about it, and they actually decided to grow corn on the main farm. My sister-in-law did, at least. And it was kind of, the main reason why is because they wanted to rotate the crop, because the year before it was soybeans, the year before that it was wheat, so they want to just rotate through them just so they keep the soil as healthy as possible. Because they're actually on rocky ground there, so they want to try and keep the soil as healthy as possible through crop rotations, which everybody should do technically, to try and keep your soil as healthy as possible without taking too much from the soil, so to speak. And that's why Peter Johnson, Wheat Pete, on Twitter, he suggests cover crops all the time too, so always ever important. There's a Ford Hydrobed over there, just chilling out. Are the lights still on? Yeah, it looks like they are, yeah. Luckily, there aren't many weeds, I should say. And I should double check to see. Let me just double check to see what we put on sorghum. Oh, I'm gonna say corn. It doesn't actually say. It says sugar beets, soybeans, luteum, but no sorghum. Sorghum, I'm guessing, is the same as maize. So let me see. Take capital locks off. Would one of you spray herbicide A, I'm gonna guess, on this field? F1? There we go. Because I believe it's the same as corn. Alright. Let's get to the end of the field here. There we go. Back up again. In reality, you would want to back up. Like, let's be serious here. Raise that up. And make the turn. There we go. It depends how realistic you want to play. I kind of play, like, in the middle somewhere, so, like, I do some stuff that's realistic, but some stuff that's not. You know, within reason of enjoyment is how I kind of draw the line. Like, when you're playing so realistic that you don't enjoy yourself, maybe it's time to change your style a little bit. But I like to I kind of play, like, a little bit realistic, to a certain amount, let's say. So, although some people are the complete opposite, right? But that's the way it goes. Everyone's got their own style. Like, I know Craft Farms plays pretty realistically, and that's mainly because his papa, I think he calls him, his grandpa, farms a lot, so he likes to keep it realistic. Same with Farmer John. Oh gosh, what is it? That's 9660 or something like that? Oh my gosh, what is it? I remember it's something 60. I don't remember what the number is before the 60 though. 4660? Maybe. Anyways, Farmer John. You'll know who he is. He plays pretty realistically too. Because he is an actual farmer. Well, I think I don't know if he's an actual farmer. Like if his his family is, but I'm not sure if he's aspiring to be one or not, but he definitely works on the farm, so I would consider him a farmer for all intents and purposes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a little bit at the end here, and then I'll come around. How much is it going to be? No, I might as well just complete this pass almost. Alright. Yeah, something in that neck of the woods, maybe? Yeah. And what I'll do is I'll do the last pass, I'll do like a... Oh, let's raise that up. In the last pass, I will do like kind of like a mini headland just in that one field. On the one area, I should say. There we go. Nice. Lower it back down. That might be a little bit too much. Yeah, probably. Isomer is taking care of the spraying. Excellent. This is good. Doing herbicide A. Interestingly enough, in the soil mod reference sheet, it doesn't actually say anything about sorghum, so I just go by what it says for maize, which is corn, of course. So that's what I go by, because it's considered like a corn, in my mind at least. So we shall see. We shall see. Of course, one of the funny things, if you ever spray the wrong kind of herbicide, one of the funny things that can actually happen is the fact that your plants either wither or they will just be stunted in their growth. So, which is kind of funny. I've definitely done that before. Stunted in their growth, basically what I mean by that is like, what will happen is it'll be like a one phase behind the rest of the crops, basically. So, looks like we're not going to need to refill this thing, which is awesome. I thought we were going to have to refill, but I think we are okay for the time being. As you can see, our NPK, or N and PK, is kind of in this corner. It's a bit weird, but everywhere else it's fine. So, I don't know. Alright, let's get to the end of the field there. Get that little bit there. I'm guessing someone else was using the GPS mod. That's the reason why there was that little spot there for cultivating. Ooh, a little bit of lag around that turn. It's those main silos. I don't know what it is. They just don't like me at all. There we go. Nice. Should be able to finish this up this episode, which is good. It's funny, back in the day, I used to kind of like do, I used to kind of start an activity and not finish it. And I still do that sometimes. It just depends on what's going on, really. But I try. If it's possible, without being in our super long episode, I'll try to finish doing something in an episode. Like sometimes, like if I'm planting, like let's say field 9, let's say, or field 2, I probably won't do it in a full episode because it'd be like 40 minutes of planting. And some people like that, but in my mind, it's like, would I want to watch 40 minutes of planting? And I guess it depends on what the person was talking about. If they're talking about interesting farming stuff, I'd probably listen anyways. I would probably do what I normally do when I watch like a lot of Let's Plays and stuff. I'm sure a lot of you guys do the same thing. Is when you're watching like someone doing Let's Play and you're playing the game at the same time. I do that a lot. Or watch TV or something like that. Alright, let's do the same thing over here. Get close to the end. That's probably good there. Raise that up. Back up a little bit. And make the turn. Should be good. There we go. Lower that guy down. Perfect. I like how it's a slow descent too with this planter. It's really nice. By the way, if you're interested in getting this planter, you can get it on, I got it at least from American Eagle Modding, I believe. That's where I picked it up from. And you can pick it up there too. Some people are having problems with like registering and like registering their email. I think it's registering the email, but like activating their account. I think is what it is. If you ask me, I can't help you with that at all. You have to go through the official forums to that. I can't do anything about that. I'm not necessarily affiliated with them. I just use a lot of their mods. So look at that flex in there. Nice. That's so cool. Yeah, I just use a lot of their mods. That's the reason why. But a lot of people ask me like, well, can you talk to them? And I'm like, I would have to go to do the same thing you would have to do, which is, you know, go through the contact form or, you know, contact the admin or something like that. And that's the way it goes. Alright, looks like we're on the last pass. I bet you there's going to be a little tiny sliver right at the end. I'm just guessing. There's going to be a little tiny sliver there, and you're going to be like, really? In reality, you probably would just leave it. Alright, let's make sure we get to the end here. There we go. A little back up here a little bit. Raise that up. There we go. Oh no, we're gonna make that. Sweet. There we go. Nice. Looks like we're gonna make this last pass just perfectly, it looks like. Wow, that was pretty impressive actually. I did not expect that to go as well as it did there. Like, look at that. There's like maybe, you know, maybe an inch. Not an inch, it's more than an inch. Maybe like 10 inches. Maybe a little bit less than that. That's pretty slick. I'm pretty impressed with that actually. Jeez. So there you go. As long as you use, I think this is a 12 meter sized header. 12 meter size seeder, you'll be okay on this field. That's too funny. Excellent. So yeah, we picked up some more cows, like I said, so hopefully they'll get some more liquid manure. I think the cap for liquid manure for most storage is about 500,000 liters. But at least we'll be able to use it. They're at the main farm as well, which is nice, so we'll be able to use that for the slurry. And we do have a slurry spreader, a modded slurry spreader that we haven't used yet, but we will use soon because we do have the capability of using it now. We do have the money for it now. Thanks to everyone's efforts, because everyone on the server is helping out. And that's the reason why we have the money we do right now, basically. Oh yeah, that one little pass right there was a little bit too short. There we go. Get past a little bit here. And we're definitely going to miss a little bit here. There we go. Not much, just a little. I think if I had to guess what the way they would do this, they would go like up and down the field, and then they would leave a headland, and they do a headland at the end. That's usually what they would do. I'm just doing a mini headland, maybe is the best way to describe it. It's not exactly a full one, but it's kind of like a half. I don't think it's fully necessary. That's why I guess I only did a half one. There's GPS stopping up the end of the field, and there we go. Nice. Alright, take a left turn here, and get out of Isomer's way there. Perfect. That's a bit of a drop there. Holy smokes, look at that thing. Dip? That's crazy, look at that. I wouldn't want to, I'm not sure if I'd want to take my tractor over that. I didn't have to, at least, so. Anyways, folks, that'll be it for me for today. Doing a little bit of sorghum planting. Hopefully next episode we will get a little bit of chaffing done. We'll see what happens, and we'll go from there. Because we do have the John Deere 8600i now, so we might as well use it, right? So, anyways, let me just unload. Look at that. That's like perfect. Almost exactly the same spot. What are the odds? What are the odds? Anyways, folks, that'll be it for me for today. I hope you enjoy this episode of Oklahoma. I know I always do. I have fun playing the game. And if you like what you saw, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button for a little bit of more Farming Simulator 2015, particularly Oklahoma. I'll catch you guys later.